Hey YouTube, Silver Fox RC again. This one is going to be a run through of Schumacher MANIC twin cylinder 36 twin. So a lot of people say these are pretty rare. They are rare, but you see them every now and again pop up, or on the Facebook pages you see a few of them pop up, one or two here and there sort of thing. But I don't think many people sell them. When they get them, they like to keep them, because you know they're obviously twin engine, and yeah, they're just a little bit different, and people love two engines rather than one. Who doesn't? I got this off my mate Barker, who I got this little kiddie before, the old petite car show petite 10 mini. It is well handy having a best mate like that who also likes RCs, but he also knows that I like the different and the rare ones, and we always come to a little deal. And this time, as I said, he's got this again, like the petite 10. He never run it, and he knows that I like running all of my RCs. So as I said, we come to a deal, knowing that I'll end up running this and putting it on YouTube. So yeah, we're just gonna have a little look at it this video, and also start it up for the first time. Now I know that he's had it probably for about a year, maybe just under, and he certainly hasn't run it. When I did get this, look at that beauty, sexy thing. When I did get this, fuel tank was probably about a quarter full of just brown old fuel. So I've had that tank off, cleaned it up, checked all the outlets to make sure they're all clear, and they are. What I did find is when I opened the receiver box down here, inside was a Spectrum receiver. So when I did get this off of my mate, it actually comes with the original Schumacher, what's it called, the Response SW2 transmitter, which still got the original crystal, and if you can see, it's still got his protective film on there. So I don't think whoever had this never used it, because this has definitely run because of the fuel's been in it. And underneath, if I could just get there, you can see one or two marks on there. Not something that's been run drastically, but there's obviously evidence that it has been run before. So yeah, so I found a Spectrum receiver, which I run off of a Spectrum transmitter, just the DX3S, which can count, we can have up to 10 models on it, which I tend to have my 10 favourite ones on there. So anyway, all I've done is just binded that to that, and renewed the batteries in it, and we're pretty much up and running straight away with the electric. So that is really little, that's a good little bonus for me. So yeah, that's what I've got. I have checked the plugs in this. I've taken the plugs out and they don't look amazing, but I will try and start it on them. I don't know if you can see, but they look a little bit cruddy. So I will put them in there and try them, and then what I will do is, before I actually take it out, so I think I'm going to take it to the beach and run this, before I take it, I'll order up some new glow plugs and put them in there to run it. So yeah, I mean, let's have a little look at it a little bit closer, and before we start it, we'll have a little chat about it. So as you can see, twin cylinders, and we obviously have the exhaust coming out of individual cylinders. One's obviously got the blank off there, and then one has the rotor start there. These are, to my knowledge, these are synced within the factory, so they're actually synced with the pistons. Well, I hope to God that that's actually synced. So it runs off one carb, so the carb goes down onto what I can only explain is like a T-bar. So it's connected at the bottom of the carb, and then it tees off both sides, which then obviously allows the fuel to get into both cylinders there. Obviously one carb, one filter, and that's it really. You've just got your high speed needle there, obviously the low speed there. With the pipe, obviously it comes back to the single like silencer as such, so you'll have obviously individual feeds but going into a single outlet of the pipe, which is obviously comes out the back. It's a single speed, belt driven, and yeah, I mean it is a piece of kit. Now I've watched a couple of videos on these, and the sound of a pair of engines rather than a single engine sounds like raspy. That's the best word I can say. It sounds a bit raspy, which is pretty cool actually, to be honest with you. So I'm really looking forward to starting this. Now I'd noticed that I had some very mild dry cracking on the tyres. I think they're going to be good enough to run on, but obviously if I run the first run and one splits out, then you can get spares for these pretty easy, to be honest with you. That's, you know, that's always a bonus when you come to slightly older ones, particularly these ones which are a bit different. But I'm in the UK, and I've already found a couple of websites that do stock spares for the Manic. Brake disc down at the front here, just down there. Yeah, and that's it really. It's pretty, you know, pretty standard as most RCs, if you know what I mean. They're like pretty decent shocks. Now what I have done is I've re-oiled the shocks on this already. I've checked my carb opening. As I said previously, I've checked all my electrics. So yeah, we're pretty much good to go with trying to start it. So if the weather's all right outside, that's what we're going to do now. Right, so we're outside. As I said to you before, I don't know how long it's been since this has started. I generally try to heat them. I could heat it up with a heat gun, but I'm going to just see if she'll start cold. I'm only going to idle a little bit through it, so this could go wrong. It could be complete utter success. So yeah, let's try and get her started. It sounded like there was too much in that, if I'm honest with you. We will see. She sounds dead. Let's work on that. Right, so we did have some issues. It was turning it over. I had my finger on the exhaust, trying to obviously give it some fuel inside. For some reason, there must have been some crud in one of the chambers or something like that. But I know this doesn't sell me very well in regards to just trying to get it to run without stripping it and cleaning it. But sometimes you just kind of do what you can do to get it running. Just to make sure it's actually got compression, it runs and stuff like that. So you'll have to forgive me for that. But, so what I've done is I've richened up the low speed needle around the back here. I also richened up the high-speed needle just to make sure it had a load of fuel going through it. And then I took the plugs out. I've renewed the plugs because I did have 2 more plugs that I could put in now, new ones, so I know that they're good. So I took the plugs out. I actually dripped a couple of bits of fuel in there, and it actually started until that cycle was run, literally for a split second, and it ran out. So I knew that it was a fuel issue. So what I've done then is I actually opened the carb up and I actually put some fuel in there just to try and get it into the engines, and it seems to have you know, blown out anything that was there, so it has started. Obviously it does need a finer tune, because I obviously richened it up, but right, so I think we're ready to start her up. Let's just have a little look. So double glow plugs, starters on that. Let's just see if we can actually get her going.